fuck you doing?
Remember that name. Good pizza with 3 Z's, baby. 3 Z's.
What's up, guys? We got one of the ladies in the house this week. We got the homie Maya from Ohm in the house. She tells us all about her come up, what she's been able to do with Whoopi Goldberg, the resurgence of her brand. She's crushing it in the topical healthcare space of the cannabis industry. I can't wait for you guys to see this one. It's a dope interview. We'll see you all on the show. So, you come to Spanish this year here.
I'm coming to Spanish
Nice.
this year.
It's my first time going.
Oh, you're going to be there?
Yeah, I'm going to be there, yeah.
Get ready for some fun.
I hear.
Yeah.
I hear. What do you have going on out there? Like, what's the mission for you?
So I'm judging the Terp Tower.
I saw that.
Oh, yeah, you got to come
Yeah.
hang. It's like so beautiful. It's the tallest tower in all of Barcelona. You can see the Sagrada Familia, like all of it.
Wow.
I'm going to be doing a women's event with women in cannabis and like
Beautiful.
Frosty Nug Lady and Chelsea from Puffco and Bianca and Juliana. Yeah, so
Alice?
Alice will be there for sure, and they're going to be doing hash stuff. I'm going to be doing
Tight.
infusion talk and women's health talk, and we'll have lunch and a jujitsu class and just
Wow.
networking, like awesome women from all over the world that are all plant touching.
That's sick.
It's
dude.
dope.
Oh my
So
God.
that's great. And then just hanging out, enjoying the culture. I love to walk in Spain. If you're a foodie, like it's the best place to get
For sure.
Michelin star dining is like really affordable.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get super fancy stuff. Just the flow and the vibe is like amazing.
I think I'm going to like the vibe for sure.
It's so fun. I mean, it's kind of like shows me where we were failed in terms of our clubs, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're not treated like a criminal or a child when you go to a social club there. You can order a wine. There's like a jazz band playing. You can get an acai bowl. Like
Oh, nice.
it's set up so you can really hang and be happy for a long
so
time.
they don't just have the taco truck out front, you know what I'm saying? Which is nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong
I
with
love
that,
tacos.
but you know they can serve food. And
But
they
I
can
want some
serve-
options sometimes,
Yeah, right.
you know?
I mean, you can have an adult beverage or an espresso or you know
Tight.
mate, whatever.
I
So
love that.
yeah,
That's
where will
dope.
you be? What are you going to be doing?
So I'm going with my sponsor. Shout out to my sponsor, Grove Bags. They are sponsoring me and my camera crew, Ruben, to go out there, and we're gonna do like a good pizza at times. Grove Bags does Barcelona, does Cannabis. You know what I mean? It kind of just naturally happened, and we put it together, and yeah, dude, we're gonna
Fun.
send it. So it's gonna be super media based. Also gonna be, you know, making some relationship with some clubs out there. You know what I mean? Figuring out how we do good pizza overseas. You know, so definitely like a huge play on the worldwide push for good pizza.
That's great.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I get to connect with a lot of like my new friends that I've met through the brand. Like I've made a lot of Italian friends naturally, through good pizza. You know, because I'm Italian American. You know what I mean? And I speak Italian pretty good. So you know, it's been really cool to connect with my cugines out there, and I'll be able to meet a lot of Instagram friends for the first time. You know,
That's
so I'm
great.
looking forward to that.
That's great.
And yeah, man, it's gonna be a great trip. I'm excited. We got the itinerary mapped out, and everything seems to be falling in place, man. I just need to go like I don't know, get some new clothes or something.
That's what's up.
You know,
You could do some shopping out there.
right?
Oh
You
yeah.
think so?
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
Should you bring a little extra spending money for that?
Always, yeah. I don't try. And you know, it's crazy. I still got euros from when I went to Sicily 2 summers ago that I've been like trying to get rid of. I'm like, man, I might as well just fucking save them at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
I got like 200 euros. So,
That's what's up.
so we'll bring those.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Yo, so I'm excited. How long are you staying for?
I'm doing the super quick 6-day trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a mom, dude.
I'm a
get it.
mom.
I get it.
Just to pull that off was a lot. Last year I only pulled it off for about 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
get it. I'm there for 7, and you know, really that means 5.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. Yep.
So it's all good, man. You make the best of it.
You do. And the adrenaline and the energy, like when you land, you're just not tired, and then you kind of just push right into the flow and the schedule, and then
Yep.
before you know it, you're almost like linked up to the time change. So
Man, I hope so, because I ain't gonna lie. When I went to Sicily, it took me a minute to get adjusted. Like an ungodly amount of time. Like, yo, this is crazy. This isn't
really
what I
does,
remember
yeah.
from when I was 23, the last time I was out there. You feel me? So, you know, it's all good. I got techniques to get grounded, and workouts and meditation and grounding. Those three things, those can help your body adapt to a time zone.
I was
quicker.
I was wondering if you were going to be into like anything woo woo, because I wouldn't want to be
Oh,
too
yeah.
woo woo, but I think I'm going to bring my grounding blanket.
Girl,
I even got an
do it.
adapter and everything.
Do it, girl. I was raised by a Sicilian hippie
Okay.
from North Jersey, so yeah,
That's what's up.
You know, we didn't have health insurance growing up, so I was on, you know, herbal everything
Yeah.
to keep us,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every day I ground, every day I meditate, and honestly, it's like the juiciest part of my day. And just kind of feeling like
That's
in these
tight.
times, if you don't have some kind of something bringing you into the deeper parts of yourself and centering yourself, you're just probably feeling pretty lost, like a feather in the wind.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
everything can feel bigger than you, and then all of a sudden you can ground down and center yourself, and then you are bigger than everything that was bothering you before. You know,
Yeah.
and get bigger than it.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
How do you ground down? What's your?
So I just take my shoes off and get in the grass.
Oh, that's what's up.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it. I think.
Yeah.
I'm just not in a great neighborhood for that at the moment. Not too much. I got this small ass patch of grass in the front yard, and the backyard's all concrete.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But and then like if I'm grounding in my front yard, I'm just like staring at my neighbors. You know what I mean? I'm just like
I know, right?
Or I could just stare at my house. And
Yeah.
just stare at my back. You feel me? It's just not really where I want to be right now. And
You need privacy and space,
I do,
because I mean,
do.
you have to even like get the phone away from you and stuff. You know, you need
Yeah.
space from all the things that are
All the things,
distracting.
yeah.
And
so
yeah, I like to go to this one place in particular. It's like a honing pigeon. Like I feel really, really great in this one place. It's medicine for me. And I know when I go lay my body on the ground there, you know, I'm acting as an acupuncture needle, and it's giving me the medicine I need, and I'm activating it. And it's just this one little perfect spot for me that's just like really special. Yeah. Yeah. The smells, the sounds, the way the grass feels there.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's super nice. Other than that, like I literally sleep on a grounding blanket. I don't know if you know about that.
I've heard about them. I've never used one.
Oh, it's the bomb. And I'm skeptical. Like, so I watched the grounding documentary, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this dude's grounding sheet, you know? And I got it. And like both my son and I were sleeping like so much deeper and so much
Really?
better. Yeah, my aunt, who's 84, came to visit me, and I had one on the guest bed. She was like, I have never slept that well, that deep and that long before.
Whoa, maybe I should get one.
It's pretty dope. So like, you know, the 3-prong like outlet in America, you have your 2 vertical slats and then the little dot.
Yes.
So it goes into the dot. So there's like a special thing that it comes with to like make sure that the electricity is properly grounded, because if it's not, it won't work.
Okay.
And then you use the little adapter, and it goes into that round little thing. And I have to do my meditations up there now. I got to be on my grounding sheet when I do all my stuff, because it brings me peace. You know, it really helps me drop in. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I would recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, what did those go for?
Not even that much. I don't know. I want to say it was like $50 for the sheet or something like
Wow.
that. Like, it's, you know, yeah.
That's
and there's
super reasonable.
there's a million to choose from. I
Yeah.
just chose the one from the documentary dude because he was
Okay.
an electrician, and he's the one who like discovered
Okay.
this. And so I always like, you know, I'll go the science route when I can, you know, I'm like, all right.
Sure.
So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But they have like mats, they have pillowcases, they have blankets, they have everything. I just did the sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start with the sheet.
Yeah. And then you put your sheet on top of it, so it's not like, you know, anything weird.
Okay.
And then there's this super long coiled little cord, and that plugs into the grounding part, and it doesn't make any noise or anything weird. Yeah.
And there's zero chance you'll get electrocuted because
Yeah.
it's just
Nothing
ground.
like
It's
that.
just
It's
ground.
just grounding.
Cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So I'm curious to see how all of this unfolded, you know, all this your brand and your style and how you entered into that world, you know what I'm saying, of, you know, well-being and, you know, care and, all those things. So let's take it back. Like, what's the story? Where did you grow up? Like,
All right.
Let's take it back. Let's take it all the way back. Tell me about the come up.
Well, let's do it. I grew up in a little place called Palo Alto,
Okay.
which later became the birthplace of Silicon Valley. So I was there like pre.com, which was,
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah, it was a really special place to grow up. It was like very safe and beautiful. And then, before the .com craze, it kind of felt like Berkeley used to feel.
Okay.
Yeah, like big yard, small house, lots of colors.
Okay.
Now it's kind of like no yard, Taco Bell mansion type, the least nice car in a parking lot is like a brand new Tesla or, Prius. But back then it was just a really special place to grow up near Stanford. And so I grew up there. Eventually just kind of kept creeping up north, like moved to Menlo Park, then Redwood City, then went to San Francisco State, then moved to Oakland. Now I'm in Sebastopol, with a couple stints of Grass Valley in between.
Love Grass Valley.
Yeah. And actually went to like a Quaker boarding school for a year out there.
Okay.
What's
that? Quaker. What does
graduating
that mean?
class was 8.
Whoa, in Grass Valley?
Yeah, in Grass Valley. It was out on 200 acres of woods, and it touched on the Yuba River.
I love the Yuba River.
Yeah, the Yuba is
That
so
place is
beautiful.
magical.
It really is. And so, we lived in little A-frames, and part of our GPA was like work jobs. So we were living as communities. So there had to be consensus, and you had to chop wood. And
What? How old were you?
I was a
high school?
sophomore in high school. Yeah,
Okay.
I went for 1 year. And,
Wow. What made you do that? With your parents, or you just wanted to? Or
I asked if I could go. I had a friend who was going, and my mom was like, "Please go."
Okay.
Because I was already like kind of getting into a little bit of trouble here and there, and
Gotcha.
so I
Gotcha.
just
Oh, what were you
went for a
doing?
year. I know. Oh my gosh, sneaking out,
those are the
shoulder
best.
tapping for 40s, like.
Wait, what's that? Shoulder tapping. What's that?
Oh, when you ask like a homeless person to go
for
buy
40s.
Yeah, for like
yeah,
40.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was like
can you
40s.
buy us some
I'm
beer
40
and
now,
cigarettes?
So I went to like in my 40s. Yo, that's
So
crazy.
Just like naughty
Yeah.
little things, that I hear the now generations aren't really doing.
No, they're not. They don't
Yeah.
even drink, dude.
Yeah, because they had the internet, so they got to like see all the bad things from a distance, and then they're like really never even like kissed a boy,
Yeah, and they're like looking at us like, I don't know.
I know, that's why I'm like, well, I'll take that. Now I'm a mom, But
Okay.
I would say, I probably started like using cannabis as like a self-soother. I wasn't like having like crazy issues, but the first time I got like high, not just the first time I smoked, but the first time I actually got high, I was about 13, and the way it made me feel felt so good.
So good.
It felt so good. I enjoyed it so much that pretty much after that point, I found a way to get high every single day.
Yep.
And I grew up in a home where I smelled cannabis often.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom and dad definitely enjoyed cannabis, but they were functional, but like tried to keep it from us, And I had an older brother who was really bad.
Okay.
So he was always, putting me on to stuff or sharing, and but I I had a good symbiotic relationship with this plant, cannabis, yeah. And that was just always my life, like my identity in my life. I was always smoking weed. I was always wanting to learn about weed, like a little weed nerd, how to make brownies. My mom had the Alice B. Toklas cookbook, and
Tight.
we would make brownies and butter and, all kinds of little things like that. And
Nice.
yeah, and before I knew it, and I did really well in school. I would what you call like, a high functioning stoner, I guess. Like I had a good reaction to the feeling of being high. Yeah. And so by the time I was just getting ready to graduate from San Francisco State, my roommate at the time was working at a dispensary that was called CMC, Canna Medcare. It was at Polk and Sutter in San Francisco. And it was during the speakeasy days. And I got a job as a bud tender there. So I was like selling clones, and then running volcano bags, rolling joints, disabled patients. I would open the lounge upstairs, and people I'm still in touch with to this day, like 20 something years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was a medicated barista. I was making cannabis infused lattes and
That's dope.
teas, and I baked a cake that was on the counter, and then I was doing bud tending sales, and I was exposed to like huge amounts of cannabis we retrimmed everything and we served it in a jar. I feel like we were some of the first people to start kind of branding weed, you know?
Okay.
So I was exposed to a huge amount of strains in a short amount of time, and I just learned about all of them, what worked for patients, how they made me feel, how they made them feel. I'm a super taster, so I have these giant taste buds on the back of my tongue, and I can just like it really experienced these strains in a next level. That's why I was judging non-solvents for the Emerald Cup for like, I don't know, 8 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a super taster for sure. And so it could have been wine, but it was weed.
Yeah.
Um,
I bet you if you took the
Yeah.
test to see if you had like those, you know, some people do, some people don't have like the sommelier
Yeah.
type of taste buds. You probably
I want to do
Probably
that.
that.
I want to do that. I'm like,
It's
I
just
could be
a strip.
making money. Like,
put a strip in your mouth.
I could be
and
doing perfume stuff.
if
I could be
you-
making
yeah.
like crazy side hustle money.
My buddy Greasy Couture taught me about that.
Okay.
Yeah, on his episode. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Did you take the test?
No, he did. He is.
I'm going to have to get that link from you after.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's up, guys? It's your boy JP Good Pizza. Check this out. Everybody's been asking, where can I find the fire slices in California? Check it out. Here's the list. Write it down. Take a picture. Take a screenshot. Continue.
Yeah, so just honestly a deep love affair with cannabis, which was really my spiritual tool and ally. I mean, I didn't have the language for this at the time, but I was definitely self-soothing, you know?
Yeah.
I grew up in a home with a lot of love, but there was also lots of stuff, and I've had to find my own ways to kind of like find my own peace, you know, because I wasn't really finding it from the places I was trying to outsource it. So it came in the way of a plant. Yeah, and then it led me to this, you know, career. So by the time I start working at CMC, I'm serving tens of thousands of patients, you know, every year, and just forming deep bonds and looking at people like human beings and really having honestly a deep compassion. Like this compassion culture, it really came from somewhere. I came for the juice. I came for the nectar, you know. At that point, at some point after a few years, we got closed by the IRS and the feds at the same time. And I went up to go trim, you know, for a couple months up on Spy Rock. And I remember, you know, I walked out of there with like 10K, and I was like telling everyone, I was like, I'm doing all this to get my own grow room. So came back, got my own grow room. I had to be like turned away 3 times by the landlady. It was like this dope LiveWorks loft in Bayview, and built a room inside a room, and
Solid.
had the
Hell yeah.
switchable ballast. And I had this, you know, clean, dry, filtered air that I was taking from the ballast to heat my whole entire loft, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was growing organic indoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super
you
amazing.
go.
So
Okay.
fun. Yeah, so I was also
Circa what years was this?
this was, let's see, 2008 or so.
Okay.
And so by this time, I was also involved with an all-female collective called the Homegrown Collective up in Grass Valley,
Okay.
because I went to school there. So I had
Sure.
linked up with some like legacy, you know, second-generation growers. And so we had the all-female Homegrown Collective.
Tight.
And like 2008 is when I put it on paper for the first time as an actual collective.
Okay.
But at that time, I was already doing, honestly, hundreds of thousands of peanut butter puffed rice truffles. They were 250 milligrams each, like
Solid.
hundreds of thousands of candies. I used to call them gems. And I was going back and forth to the Prop 215 clubs and just, you know, grow the weed, bring it down, manage my own indoor grow, go back to the updoor, like just hopping around with hustle and flow. And it was like so fun and abundant because I got to be spreading love everywhere I went. And like, you know, every patient in our collective got a full pound. And back then it was like a $4,000 value, you know, so it was just dope, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I had skin in the game with taking the chances. And that's why, you know, it was, I think everyone was worried when Prop 64 passed. You know, I voted no on it. And I didn't do that because I thought weed should be illegal. I did that because I thought it should be so legal, and that if you weren't already like in it and doing it, then like what was stopping you at that point, right? So, you know, the legacy culture. And and then we flashed forward to get the very first manufacturing permit in California under Prop 64.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Berkeley let us through. So once Berkeley let us through, the state let us through, and we had a little standalone kitchen there for Ohm.
Nice.
Yeah. After, you know, good amount of years, I kind of felt like, hey, maybe I'd be happier without this. workers' comp, managing people. It's like a thing, to do it all that way. So let that go. And now we just do a contract manufacturer for THC.
Okay.
Yeah. And then CBD, we have a separate entity for that. We use the same brand, one brand, two entities. And so CBD we do ourselves still.
Yeah. The edible kitchen setup in the Prop 64 space is super hard to set up just because there's so many specs you have to hit.
It's intense.
There's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot, especially in the beginning. People are getting turned down left and right.
There are times I'm like, I can't believe we pulled this thing off.
Right.
I mean, we scored a 100. They said no one had ever scored a 100.
Oh, damn.
Like, we were really on it. In some ways, I felt like I was like too good. Like,
right.
Not like I'm great. I mean, like too much of an angel. Like I paid so much attention to every little single thing because I was honestly paranoid. And it's enough to run you dry. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So when did all these products roll? Like, let's touch on the products. Like, what do you guys offer, and just kind of run through them, the health benefits, what they've done for you, and like what they could do for people in general.
Okay, sweet. Okay. Also, too, like, I'll just speak from my own experience, but know that I'm echoing many, many patient testimonials.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. And so, like, our Lion Balm, for example, we've been doing that for 20 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's our pain topical. We have shea butter and cocoa butter in here, so it's filled with emollient butters and high quality oils like avocado and apricot and jojoba and olive. And ours, we do a lot of menthol wintergreen. So if I gave you a blue gum and a green gum, this is definitely the green gum.
Yeah. Oh wow, that smells good.
Just very pleasant, very emollient.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is our 4-ounce topical. We have it in a little stick too. And then this one right here, the Love Bomb, is kind of like my favorite thing that we make. These are for you, by the way.
Oh, cool. Careful,
because you can make a weed baby with this. It's not latex
safe. No, I can't.
Okay.
It's over for me.
Okay.
But I feel you. Thank you for the work.
Okay, good. You put a hard stop.
Hard stop. Oh, yeah. That's how you see the age range of my kids, right? 22, 17, and 5. That was
this one's fragrance free, and if you put your finger in it, it's kind of like a Vaseline texture wise. So, but it's only made with 5 natural ingredients. It's just shea butter, olive oil, coconut oil, cannabis, and a herb called calendula. Okay. A little yellow flower they use for diaper rash, so you can put on your face.
Oh, nice.
A bunch of things. You can, like, sorry for TMI. Of course, I'm 5 minutes into it. I'm talking about you could dip a tampon in this. It's like a topical for your uterus.
Okay.
Like straight up.
Okay.
Like
ladies,
magic. Yeah, because there's a whole concentration of receptors in the womb space. So these are things where you look at them, you're like, haha, what would this do for me? And it's like, no, actually, this is like a life-changing thing for people who have all kinds of situations going on that are too intimate to talk about.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, totally.
And then like massage and stuff.
Oh my God, face for your face. The government.
Just put that on the face?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Hands and face. The government patent for cannabinoids is for antioxidative properties, and antioxidants cancel free radicals, and that's what causes all illness and all wrinkles. It's just like really simple science.
Oh shit.
Yeah, for sure. Same reason it's great for anything neurological, people with MS or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, or the things you really don't want to get. Cannabinoids are very high in antioxidants. Yeah. And then the truest to my heart here are these cannabis baths. I know it looks so simple. Someone would go, oh, what could this cannabis bath do for me? And the truth is so much. If I take this pain topical and I rub it on my elbow, it's affecting me locally on my elbow, you know? If I take my whole body and I submerge it into a cannabis bath with magnesium salt, which Epsom salt is, just by being in the water, it's naturally entering the colon and the womb space and the scalp and the whole skin epidermis. And before you know it, you're having like a full body psychoactive experience without the chance of a bad trip. So when I take a hit of weed or I take an edible, I'm inhaling, it's passing through my mind. It literally gets your head high right away. Yeah. Or, edible takes a little longer, but you converting your delta 9 to delta 11 in the liver and the kidney. Yeah. So this is a little different, for lack of a better way of putting it. It almost behaves like a suppository. So people
wow.
who have depleted cannabinoid receptors will soak up a lot of it. Like time and time again, I hear the feedback from like a couple, right? Like let's say the dude smokes all day, every day,
Right.
and he brings his girl into the bath to have like a special moment, and she turns into a noodle because her
Right.
body was so depleted and her receptors were so depleted that it just sucked up so many cannabinoids, right? Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, it's a super interesting consumption form. Like aside from smoking, it's for sure my favorite. We do Epsom
give that a
salts.
whirl.
What'd you say?
I still have to give that a whirl.
Yeah, these are all for you, and I hope
Sick.
you'll take them. And you can leave the
will.
oil on your hair and skin overnight.
Okay.
There's a whole beauty benefit, you know, because the antioxidants and the really heady oil blend that we do. Like we make all of these fragrances on our own essential oils. Like the arnica has arnica in it. That's a powerful pain relieving herb. And just the Epsom salt in general. If Epsom salt was a food, it would for sure be a superfood. Like it's a nutrient dense ingredient. And we're using pharmaceutical grade, so it's fluffy and white and beautiful and pure. Never leaves a ring around the tub, nothing funky.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we also do these bath bombs, these super cute little bath bombs here that are, they have a weed leaf on them.
Nice.
Yeah, this one has CBN. This is twice as much THC as those. These are more therapeutic, a 1-to-1.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So although we've done a million edibles over the years and elderberry elixir and toasted sesame miso, like all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Raw cacao products, gummies, tons of gummies. I do a lot of gummy work to this day. The baths are just like, I feel like the healing of the nation because anyone who's had that negative weed brownie experience in college can really clear the slate with one of these Epsom salt soaks, you know? Yeah. Yeah, and then this is actually our CBD. So
tight.
yeah, we sell these online and to different retailers.
Okay.
I love Epsom salts in bulk. For me, I feel like Epsom salts are meant to be scooped and scooped. But obviously, you know, to enter these into the legal cannabis space would be a challenge because they take up a lot of space. They'd be really expensive.
Yeah.
Making 1,000 batch to test them, you know, all the things. So
Yeah.
for CBD,
sure.
these work better. Yeah.
That's nice. And it's nice to be able to sell products online.
It's
Get a
amazing.
CBD product that, you know, people like and they're reordering. Like, that's great.
It's amazing. I feel like if we didn't have the CBD side, it would have been very much more challenging to still be here in the THC side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, THC is rough, bro. In California in general, it's a tough market. It's a tough market for obvious reasons. We've talked about it a million times on the show. It's just super saturated. There's always a new brand coming out, and the wellness stuff is definitely niche.
Right.
It's super niche.
Right. I know. It's one of my takeaways. Like all these years later, I'm like, you know, these are the kind of products that kind of more belong in a Sephora or, you know, a spa or, you know, where we can actually get to women, you know, who make a lot of purchasing decisions. And so it is a little bit niche, but once people enter these into their life, they become, you know, hooked.
Man, I'm excited to try
They
that.
make you feel so
to
good.
try that.
Okay, good.
The Epsom salt.
Use the whole thing, rinse it out.
Use the whole thing?
Use the whole pouch,
Okay.
rinse out, get all that oil in, soak.
Okay.
It won't be hard to stay in there more than 20 minutes. Just like really relax, let yourself be.
Okay, do like 20 minutes in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
bring your favorite doobie in with you if you want. Like,
Okay.
it's just a really nice cannabis-infused self-care ritual.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of party.
Yeah. It's funny because a lot of big baller dudes that try these get really hooked on them.
Okay.
I'm like, you see, you gentlemen need some self-care.
We do, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Usually, like, when I talk to men about baths, it's the beginning to a very long no. Like, they don't fit in the tub. The tub's dirty.
No.
Like, yeah, like, oh, I don't do that. My tub's dirty. I have to clean it out. I don't fit in the tub. They all say I don't fit in the tub. I'm like, just get your colon in there. No, just joking.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can fit in the tub, you know? So, yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I'm super curious. How did you link up with Whoopi Goldberg, and how did that emerge in your partnership with her? And like, yeah, walk me through that.
Yeah, no problem. So Whoopi had the idea to make a female-based company with products for women on their moon cycle.
Okay.
Because both her and her daughter and her nieces have all used cannabis as an ally. For cramps and for PMS and for back pain and all the things that women have to go through every month. And at the time we had won, I don't know, maybe 15 High Times Awards. And honestly, I was in Grass Valley out on a couple 100 acres, and I got a cold call from this guy named Rick Cusick, who was the editor-in-chief for High Times for like 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and he said, hey, I hear you're a female company. I have a very high-profile celebrity who'd like to make a brand. Would you be the right person to talk to? And I was like, I would be the right person to talk to. And so we kind of went from there. Immediately, I did 3 different baths for Whoopi and Maya. I did a topical rub with an herbalist friend who had an existing menstrual rub formulation. So we infused that and changed it a bit together. We did a really nice multi-herb tincture that was alcohol-based, and it had a lot of super sedating herbs in it that just like literally made you feel so good. Like could get people off opioids good, like really, really relax you. Yeah, like, but it was all heady and natural, of course. Okay. And then a raw cacao product. It was a cacao that we made into a drink.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was super delicious. It's
like a chocolate drink?
Yeah, a chocolate drink.
Solid.
Cacao, before cocoa is cocoa, it's cacao. And that's the raw version. It's an absolute superfood. There's a reason that people have ceremonies with it. It's a very special medicine for many people. It can open your heart. It's full of magnesium. I actually have one mixed up right here because I know when I go back and hit a little traffic, I'm going to want to drink my cacao. It elevates the mood. It takes dark circles from your eyes, stops muscle spasms, like helps you sleep better.
Dang, I did not know that.
It's really amazing. And it tastes delicious. Like I've got my son drinking cacao every morning with lion's mane mushrooms and raw honey and mineral salt and like organic heavy whipping cream. Like it's like as good as it can get,
Wow.
He loves it. He's thinking it's a super treat. I'm like, yes, I'm getting it in, all this magnesium and mineral salt. And so, yeah, it's a blessing.
What's up, guys? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Just taking a quick second to shout out my sponsors over at Grove Bags. Listen, it's an exclusive proprietary bag, and here's why we love them. Let's talk terpene preservation. This is the best environment for storing your cannabis. It keeps your cannabis at 58 to 62% humidity at all times. It's like your cannabis is living in San Diego year-round with the best weather. Terpene and flavor longevity. That's important. It inhibits microbial growth. No mold, Kujin. Let's talk light protection. UV rays and good pizza don't mix. It also increases shelf life. Guys, if you have your flower in a dispensary, please use Grove Bags. We all know that stuff sits sometimes. This is going to be your saving grace for flower that sits on that shelf longer than it should. Don't mess around with the pizza. Use promo code GOODPIZZA with 3 Z's. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. We'll see y'all back on the show.
Yeah, so back to Whoopi and Maya. So we did that. We released, it was about 7 years ago. She's amazing. She's amazing.
She seems cool as hell.
She's really cool.
I know some people that met her and said she's cool.
She's really amazing. I went out there. I stayed at her house. It was like one of the highlights of my life.
Oh my God.
Be there. Yeah, I got to really get to know her on a personal level because like, I'll be honest with you, like I can look up to lots of people for lots of accomplishments, but as far as like a clout chasing celebrity person, I'm just not that girl.
And that's
you can tell I'm way more earthy. You know?
No doubt.
I care much more about the cannabinoids and the herbs and
no doubt.
Showing up for women, honestly. So that was a huge opportunity for me. So we got really big really fast. We grew hockey stick growth, and then we decided to take just a small hiatus. There were just little things that everyone has to deal with in the legal space, and now we just relaunched and we're back again. We have we have our California partner already basically selling it now. We're released. Changed a few things around, like made everything stronger. Have the topical now. It's just called Rub, and you rub it all over your abdomen and back wherever you're having cramps. It has like white willow bark in it, which is what they made the first original aspirin and Tylenol out of. The first Tylenol. And then am I switching that around? I'm sure some herbalist is going to comment and correct me. Do correct me. It had basically had cramp bark, a lot of herbs that are very deliberate for pain in general, but also cramping.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have a lavender one and a fragrance-free one as well, which those are a little more general, but the Amber Moon, our original fragrance, is still for menstrual relief.
Okay.
Yeah, but any of them would work for any ailment, really.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we're at today. We did like a big launch. She got the key to West Hollywood and was presented by the mayor. We did it down at the Woods, and
At the Woods, nice. I gotta go there, man.
it's a beautiful place. Had a big
right
party.
here.
It was a beautiful experience. So
And Whoopi probably knows Woody.
I'm sure.
Do they know each other?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Did you ever think like you'd be partners with Whoopi Goldberg? Like,
No, it's funny. I'm like,
that's-
why did this
that's
land
so
in my lap?
weird.
It's so interesting.
Not weird, random.
It's pretty random.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
dope.
But it was almost like the call that I was waiting for, you know?
Hey, it sounds like you were perfectly positioned for that phone call.
Yeah, I was. I was right there. It calls, you answer. It comes twice, you answer again. So that opportunity knocked twice. I'm here for it all the time. So
Nice.
yeah.
So where can people find that? Is it in the clubs in California?
Down in
What's the deal?
SoCal, for
Okay.
sure. I'm sure there's going to be some NorCal locations soon. They literally just started selling it like last week. I
Oh,
know they've
cool.
already opened some
Oh,
doors.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
They'll be at Hall of Flowers and
Tight.
yeah.
You gonna be at Hall of Flowers?
I don't think so because I'm going to Spain.
Right.
Doesn't it?
It happens like
Right after,
afterwards, yeah.
right? So we'll see if I can like pull it all off. But this year I'll be in Spain. I'd like to be at the one in NorCal though.
Yeah, that's the one I always go to.
Yeah.
This one I've been invited to be a speaker there. I'm
that's
interviewing
awesome.
Doja.
Oh, that's
So he
great.
wanted me to come down and so we're gonna do like a live panel.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
That's what's up. I like panels even more than, just speaking.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and to have that platform, that's really dope that they gave that to me.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you, yeah. Well, I'm gonna be readjusting to this time zone.
Yeah.
I got a couple days to get it right. So
I'm gonna need
we'll be
your
cool.
espresso and your grounding sheet.
Yeah, dude. I'm about to get this grounding sheet
I
before
swear to God.
go. For
I
real.
promise I don't work for them. Oh yeah, here's my influencer code for the grounding sheet.
It's all good. I
I'm
would
just
use it.
kidding.
Like, I
I'm
don't
totally
care.
kidding.
I'm a sales guy. Like it
Totally
doesn't
kidding.
bother me at all. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, that's dope, man. What else you got cooking up?
Let's see. Where do I begin? Well, not to sound too nerdy, but I'm a mom. I just
Let's talk about it.
love being a mom. I have to tell you.
That's dope.
Yeah, my son just lights up my whole entire world. And
Good, man. Just the one son?
I have my one son.
Cool.
I feel like we're having a really great life.
Good.
I feel blessed to have a healthy child. And we're just now starting all the soccer and all the things he's for.
Cool.
Yeah. So doing that, pretty deep on my spiritual practices. That's what makes me feel so great. I'm in a constant dialogue with higher spirit all day, every day. Like everything I do is with spirit.
Nice.
Yeah. And honestly, just the wholesome things in life. I like cooking. I like nature. I love creating and hustling and making abundance and just towing the line.
I love that.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're in a good space. You like where you're at.
Thanks.
You
I
know,
like
you got-
where I'm at.
You got your kid, and
Yeah.
things are good.
It's good.
You have a natural smile on your face, a good aura
do.
about you. Like
Thank
you
you.
seem happy.
Thank
know
you
what I'm
very much.
saying?
Yeah.
I just met you, so
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
It's not just cannabis. It's like, funny enough, it sounds minor, but it's like cacao and like eating organically and grounding every day.
Yeah.
And, just I've learned for myself, at least, like being healthy is a collection of a million different tools in my toolbox, and those tools change out all the time. So while anger might have been a tool that was appropriate in the past, that's probably not in my toolbox today, right? Maybe not getting someone the results they want, or like,
for sure.
so just working with my toolbox,
Yeah, man.
learning every day.
What advice would you have for somebody like in your space in the cannabis world? That's a mom and
Yeah.
a woman, and what kind of advice would you give somebody that's either maybe starting out or just like in it?
Well, there's many different ways I could take this question. The first one is, if you want to enter the cannabis space, like, don't be intimidated. for as many people that are talking about having a negative experience, there's so many people that are having a really positive experience, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, like everything else in life, like just don't believe the hype and form your own opinion. And when people tell you things, like take it in and let it out and make your own experience, right? That would probably be my first piece of advice. The advice I'm giving myself right now, like where I've basically been kind of one of my takeaways lately is we all know that there are parts of this industry that are stacked up for you to kind of fail. It's almost like a super perfectly calculated carrot that's like 6 inches from your nose, where your nose like hits the carrot every once in a while. It's enough to just keep charging. And you're like, oh man, I'm burning out. And like, for me personally, this is just personal, like kind of having the epiphany that can't be my barometer of success, right? Like, oh, darn, you're not a vibrational match to a kind of toxic thing, right? Or, okay, like you weren't able to cheat the system in some way to like come out the way you wanted to in that one arena. Like, remember, there's so many more arenas. For me personally, I have CBD, I have my son, I have my spiritual practice, I have all kinds of things. And I have cannabis, like Ohm's in Oregon now. And
Nice.
We're definitely a thing. Like, even though we're niche, we're also here and we get our sales every month and every day. And I'm very grateful. So I guess to sum that up, it would be like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And,
No doubt.
you know, you're looking in a funhouse mirror and going, I look fat. It's like, yeah, it's a funhouse mirror, dude. It's like designed to make you look fat. Like, you know, like don't drink that Kool-Aid, right? So that's probably my advice.
Fire.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
What's the next like 5 years looking like for you? Like what's on the horizon for your brand, for your life? Like what's the plan?
That's a good
Maya?
question. I feel like my first step was bringing the salts to the people, and now I'd like to bring the people to the salts. Like, my creative soul is not going to rest till I have a flagship location where people can come soak with me my way, right? Like, honestly, a water temple. Yeah,
Tell me
more
about
than a
that.
spa.
What is a water temple?
You know, it's
Tell me more.
a place to charge up and like recharge yourself and find health in your own way. Like, you know, the beautiful lighting and special ambiance and honestly care and attention to every detail. I can get way more granular than the average person wants to go.
I love it. I like to go deep, man.
Manufacturing. So yeah, I'd like to have a flagship location where people can come eat at our restaurant, soak in our waters, hit the gift shop. We have a manufacturing site on site.
Tight.
We could be doing our online orders, you know, from the whole compound, you know, of healing. I would like to do that.
What area do you envision this in California happening?
Did you say you've been out to Sebastopol before?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like a magical little vibe out there. It's
It
a
is.
funny little niche, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
So
by Santa Rosa,
yeah.
which is also dope.
Right. You go Santa Rosa and then you kind of cut west out towards like Bodega. You've got the coastal mist. It's like a lot of, it's actually was ranked like the second best type of soil in the world. There's these rankings.
Wow.
They
no
got
kidding.
a number 2. There's lots of other places with a number 2, but like it's a very rich soil and microclimate that's favorable for weed and
Yeah, no
grapes and apples.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love it out there. There's,
Nice.
you know, people have money out there.
Yes,
So
that
it's,
is also
you know,
true.
You want people, you got to be able to be in a place where people,
There's an economy.
Yeah.
Of some sort, yeah.
for sure. So probably somewhere out there
Nice.
would be ideal.
I think you can pull it off.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's tight. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Thanks. Me too.
You know?
Me too.
What cannabis myths can you debunk, or what are you calling bullshit on there that you're seeing out there in the industry right now?
Good question. I mean, there's the long-standing one, which is that, you know, percentage is everything. And I even did weed sales for the last year and a half.
Sure.
And so I was pushing that percentage, and all my high percentage weed sold faster than all the low percentage weed, right? So
It certainly does.
it sucks. It's like,
It does suck.
but we all know that it's really where it's at with the terps,
Yeah.
So obviously there's that one. Of course, the old school one that cannabis makes you less functioning in any way. I'm like, wow, I really had to unlearn that one. I'm like, it makes me so much smarter and wiser and like get so many instant downloads. And we talk a lot about hustling and working and that hustle culture. And then when we talk a little bit about rest, but I had the breakthrough the other day. I'm like, what about rest and reflection, right? You could be resting and just like watching TV, but you could be resting and reflecting on all the timelines you just opened for yourself and which one actually feels good and which one actually resonates. And like, that's a really good use of energy, right? For someone who has to make a lot of decisions.
Definitely.
So we got to like rest and reflect, so I think cannabis makes me higher functioning personally, but I also should be honest with you. I took a tolerance break for 8 hours. Like literally, like instead of smoking like early in the morning, I was just waiting till it was dark. I did that like 3 days in a row. And all it took after like 30 years of the most hardcore consumption was like 8 hours. And cannabis is so powerful to me now. Like I've just tried. Yeah. I wanted to like get a little control on the munchies and like, I was smoking weed all the time, not really getting the high I wanted. I literally took 8 hours off and I was like,
back at it.
Whoa.
Hey-yo.
I'm so humbled by cannabis. This is such a powerful like spiritual conduit and tool. Yeah. So I've just been now, excuse me, now when I kind of save my first smoke of the day till later. And as soon as I take a big, huge dab of this like beautiful non-solvent medicine, I'll go lay down and I get all the answers. I would like talk to the spirit of cannabis, talk to my dad, talk to my higher self, like different guides come in. I mean, it's pretty beautiful. So yeah, I actually was like, great spirit of cannabis. I haven't called upon you to talk to you in so long, She said, I'm a medicine for sick people and fun, but really I'm also a medicine. So the healthier you get, the less you might find that you need me,
Interesting.
It is interesting. It seems so simple, but it like didn't come from me. I was like, wow, it's so true. So just kind of interesting. We as human beings, we can pigeonhole ourselves into things like, oh, I'm a topical girl. I'm a CBD guy. I am a blunt person, right? And, that fluidity of like embracing maybe it's a lifelong connection because of all these receptors and that, well, indicas work for you in the beginning, maybe sativas work for you later, or you hated that pot brownie in college, but now 2 milligrams at night is really helping you sleep or like, allowing for that flow and fluidity of honestly just having a relationship with this plant.
Great segue into my next question for you. How do you like to consume cannabis? What's your twist?
So
Can I see that, actually?
absolutely. Please help yourself. You should have put a snake in your grass there.
I can still.
It's not too late.
No, it's not.
Make sure you have some of that. So that's kosher Skittles.
Fire.
Yeah. And
So kosher Kush times Z?
Yeah. And
So,
the Frosties,
I think I will.
wash that
Make
for
a
me.
little
Please
warm.
do. It's so good. It's such a good medicine. So the Frosties did that little wash for
Bet.
me. And it's non-solvent. I love flour too. As crazy as this sounds, when you're a parent, you can almost, it sounds so silly, but like be a little too busy to roll a joint and like go outside and smoke it. You can't just be blazing in the car with the kid. It's
No,
like
dude.
too
you
smoky
can't do
and
that. You can't do that.
So for convenience, I'll just like take a really quick Puffco hit.
Okay.
Can get me all I'm looking for. I'll definitely can like do a non-solvent gummy at night or tincture, and I can also not, but aside from inhalation, the baths are just like the way to go. They make you feel so good.
Oh, so you're a bath. You'd go
I
bath
love
over
bath.
everything. Wow.
Not over everything. Definitely
Okay.
inhalation is my go-to.
Yeah.
But
Old school.
but baths, baths are like really amazing. Like,
Nice.
yeah.
So rosin is the number one choice?
I love rosin. Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah. And I'm not a hater. I mean, there's good BHO out there. I'll smoke anything that's really good.
Okay.
You know,
I'm not anti-BHO.
I am not anti BHO.
Don't shoot rosin community.
Yeah. And
I'm not gonna go look for it, but I mean,
Yeah,
I've had some good
100%.
BHO in the last year. I don't,
Right.
maybe like once or twice, but rosin's on the scene now. Rosin's the big dog.
yeah, I do love I love a hash rosin. I actually love really good hash, like 6-star hash. I just love hash. I even like a old school like Temple Ball, controversial. Lock me up, throw away the key. I don't care. I'm into it.
Yeah, that's
like
where it came
Frosties
from.
are like, oh, if we had done this a little sooner, it would have been lighter. I'm like, I'm not like a color person. I'd rather have it be super stony and medicinal.
Yeah, no doubt.
No
doubt. It doesn't have to be like damn near white. You know what I'm saying?
It's very Western.
yeah,
to
and
think
that's strain
that,
specific too, and that's
yeah.
like the heady community. You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%. Here, do you need a little tool?
please,
It's-
mine's
it's-
dirty as fuck. I just use it.
I
to,
know. I was like,
clean
don't
my-
zoom in on my Puffco hygiene. It's bad.
You're
Like,
good. You're good. Any particular brands you like in particular? In
For
the
rosin?
Yeah, for rosin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, lots of them. I love the Frosties. I mean, Jessica is a dear friend of mine. We do little events together and stuff.
Tight.
Yeah, I love her man too so much. They're just like great people, and with very very talented. I love Alice and all the Wook Sauce stuff.
Oh yeah, they were on the show recently.
She's so sweet.
Alice is the best.
Yeah.
Flynn, they're dope ass.
They're
couple.
great. I love
Great rosin.
actually Compassionate Heart, Lempire. He's the one who made Kosher Skittles. He makes such good hash.
Okay.
Really good hash. So honestly, just all the homies. Like, that's what I kind of usually end up smoking. All the homies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight. Those were some good answers.
Yeah.
You know where it's at.
I feel like cannabis is such a friendship herb, and you get to a certain level of connoisseurship where it just breaks down all the walls. I mean, I have old friends, I have young friends, I have disabled friends, I have friends of all different walks of life,
Yeah.
and we come together with cannabis. It's beautiful.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, now we're gonna play a little game
Okay.
called "Fuck One, Marry One, Kill One." Not dudes, okay? Weed strains.
Oh.
Okay. So fuck one is it was the best experience you had with the said strain, right? Whatever that means to you. The marry is I can smoke this strain every day. This is my jam.
All right.
And then the kill one is like, I don't fuck with this one. We
All right.
can get rid of that one.
All right. I could do every day. Honestly, as basic as it sounds, like a Girl Scout cookie or anything gassy, anything OG or cookie-esque,
Tight.
or Skittlesy.
Yeah,
I could do every day. You say fuck one, you mean like fuck you in a bad way or fuck you in a great way?
Like
Okay.
this unicorn. Like I can't believe it even happened.
Okay. God, I felt that way about a lot of different strains, but honestly, Kosher Skittles is one of those for me. Cherry pie, like the true cherry pie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just like turn my mind out. I'm just like amazing, the flavors. I'm honestly a sucker for purple. You want to talk about low potency, high terps? Like you can't even find it anymore. Those old school little tiny purple rocks of like purple Urkel or Granddaddy. The one not for me, that's pretty easy. Sorry in advance, everyone who I may offend out there. I'm just not a tangy girl.
Oh, you're good.
I'm just not a tangy girl. She's a flavor bully. You put one tiny bit in, it's taken everything over. It's like take over
that's not
Tangela.
That's not a popular strain on the show.
So interesting.
It had its time.
Yeah.
Tangy had its time. It
Yeah.
was cool.
I mean, I feel bad to say that, but it's like when someone tells me that Tangy's their favorite strain, in my head, I'm like, we're not going to be
We're not gonna be besties.
sharing the palette together. We're not going to be on the same flavor track.
No.
Yeah, and that's fine. The one place I do like Tangy, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I have heard that there's a little Tangy in the Whitethorn Rose. I've heard that. I don't know if you've heard that.
There could be. Whitethorn Rose is fire. Shout out to my Kujin, John Casali.
Yeah, I love Whitethorn Rose.
My guy right there.
That could be a
That's like and there's like a little forbidden fruit-esque vibe in
right.
there.
Yeah, like when it's done
Those
that
citrus
way.
terps, but it's a gem.
I
of a
feel
strain.
like the orange can come around far enough to where it meets as a flower, like in the rose. And this, I don't know how they did that, but that one turned out great. So,
yeah, and she's making waves with that strain, man.
I mean, I can appreciate, train wreck terps and Jack Herrera terps. I can appreciate them, but I know that when I smell that, it's not going to be giving me the high I want. Like I'm really kind of biased towards the gases.
Okay.
I really enjoy Kushes and Diesels and
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, what about
we're
you?
from that generation.
Is part of the game that you tell me yours now?
You can.
Okay,
Some
come on.
people flip it back on me, and
Come
that's
on.
cool. All right, so the fuck one is the Zolympics batch of Triple Lindy by Blueprint. That was about two Zolympics ago, 2 summers ago. Hold on, let me think of what I was right on my birthday. 38. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Triple Lindy, which was probably that's my fuck one. My Mary one is Fugazi, which I just rolled up. It used to be Skittles, but like I find myself going back to Fugazi way more. And Fugazi has so many, like, not only is it smoke hella good, I rarely ever pass on a batch of it. The smokability of this is so good. We're gonna smoke some. It's got so many like medicinal qualities. Like for women, it really helps with PMS and cramps.
What's
and
the cross on it?
we don't know. That's why we called it Fugazi, because it was like supposed to be something else. We got a tray of the wrong clones, and I've never seen it anywhere else. So like the weed gods just blessed me, and I launched Good Pizza in the rec market with it, and we're still rocking it 2 years later.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's hella dope. And then Kill One, I would say like, there's a lot of them, but we could throw Tangy in there. We could throw Forbidden Fruit. We could throw Purple Punch, Oreos. You know what I'm saying? Those could go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If there was a strain you could bring back, what would it be?
Oh, man, purples. The purples all the way.
Perps, the real
Oh,
perps?
my God. Yeah, it's the best medicine.
Yeah.
Have you ever like had a hangover and felt like you were going to throw up and taken a hit of like purple weed? It's just like coats your stomach
for sure.
immediately.
For
Like
sure.
it's like the best medicine. Honestly, nothing quells nausea faster than a little hit of weed, but the purples
true.
are just so amazing.
That's very true.
We used to get a lot of purple kush, like
those
real
PKs
purple
were
kush. Oh,
crazy
just so
back in the day.
good.
I was on the East Coast getting those.
So good.
Like 08, 07, 08. Those were so
good. We were
fire.
paying 42 for
Yeah, we were getting
pounds
crack.
of
Yeah, so was I. Probably more.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are some good days in the cannabis timeline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
What about weed etiquette? Like anything topical etiquette, whatever cannabis etiquette. What grinds your gears?
I love these questions. Well, I'll never forget when we were in junior high and we were all lying to our parents and cutting school, and one kid was hitting the graphics bong and his saliva was just going drip, drip,
God.
drip. And I was like, oh, dude.
Get together, my man.
I was like, oh my God, you're like drooling in the bong. So that would be like a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a good one. Ooh.
Yeah. Funny, we went from like not being past the joint fast enough to like people who want to pass it too fast. I'm like, sit with it, marinade. It's me and you. We have like a million more joints to roll. Like just you take a good amount of puffs and then pass it back when you're, ready.
When you're ready, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's what, to me, symbolizes like abundance and being seasoned,
Yeah, but when you're a kid, it's like, whoa, that's 2, bro. Pass it.
100. To this day, I can't take a small hit of weed because I came from the time when we were all putting in $5 on a twomp and,
Yep.
get in order with the who gets green hit and get on the left side and don't take all the green and all the funny things, the culture.
Or just the guy like just roast the whole top.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Like, oh, dude, you're so selfish. You just took the whole green hit.
That's funny.
Long past those days. Some of the Puffco hygiene, which I'm totally guilty of, like there's definitely a line between like a little soupy gathering versus like, whoa, that's
Whoa,
like
fucker.
got botulism.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, change the water.
Yeah.
So, just simple things.
Yeah, those are all good. Those are all good. Where's your favorite place to smoke? I feel like you got a good spot. The grounding spot?
I love that spot.
Yeah?
For sure. Like there, anywhere in the redwoods, anywhere in the trees that I can be, I feel like connecting to the elements.
Yeah.
It's just,
I feel you were a nature smoker.
yeah,
For
I'm
sure.
a nature smoker for
That's
sure.
cool. I am too.
Yeah.
I am too.
I love a little smoke drive,
Me too.
I did that for many, 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 many years of my life. I love that also. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
I've had some great smoke drives up in Grass Valley.
Yeah.
Just kind of cruise up there and just, step into that world outside of SAC,
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're close here.
Yeah,
You can
hell
just
yeah.
shoot right over to the
Yeah.
49.
Yeah, I work with a bunch of farms up there too. So, and I just started a farm with my partner.
That's what's up.
At Buck Mountain, yeah. So we're about to be making all kinds of hash and
That's what's
mixed
up.
light depths, and
Well, when
it's
you're ready
dope.
for your gummy, holler.
Okay, I will. I will for sure. Yeah, that's dope. What's your favorite stoner food?
Oh man, I'm trying to be good girl these days and like be a protein girly.
That's cool.
Yeah, I want to do like
No
100
right or
grams
wrong
of
answer.
protein a day. I actually like. Okay, so that's what kind of speared my tolerance break was I feel like I wasn't able to get a grip on like the munchies. Lots of my other friends were like, just have a talk with Cannabis about it. Tell her you don't need her to make you hungry. I was like, babe, I've tried that like so many
She
times.
ain't
Like
hearing me.
all my hippie sisters had like the best advice. I'm like, I'm lucky that worked for you, love. But
Yeah.
so now I realize if I eat enough protein, I don't get the munchies. I kind of learned something about myself. I'm like, wow, I think we're all like protein deprived.
We are. Yeah,
And
for sure.
you kind of can keep like eating, you don't realize you're trying to satiate a part of you that's honestly just needs protein.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's great. But other than that, I like really heady things. I like cacao. I like juices, fresh juices.
Nice.
Yeah, I can enjoy really terrible things, but not as much as really great things because I know in my heart of heart that I'm doing my body a disservice by having like a seed oil or something nasty. You know what I mean? What about you?
Oh, it's pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
I should have known.
Well, okay, so that's a good segue into my next question. What is your middle of the night? You're a scumbag, you know it. You're walking through the kitchen. That thing that you know is not good sitting there for you. You're eating the whole thing.
Oh,
Guilty pleasure.
I have all kinds of little like healthy gummies for my son and stuff.
She's still going healthy.
I know.
I love it. No,
they're
that's
like
cool.
organic little like gummies and stuff.
Nice.
And,
nice. Just to get the fix you need, you know what I'm saying?
But I could do all kinds of silly things like toasted sourdough with salted butter and honey and like
Fire.
I mean, just things.
Yeah, that's
the
cool.
things that like combine so many flavors at once that your mouth goes, ooga.
Oh, okay. Yo, I had a high moment once, and I concocted. So my boy Rusty, the Duke of Herb, he's a very well known breeder, a friend of mine. One night we were all chilling. He's like, "Hey man, do you like jams?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Are we talking like jam, like jelly jam? He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I have some plum jam for you. My mom made." I'm like, "Fucking run it, bro." Gave me a jar of it, and it was kind of just chilling in the fridge. And so when you don't grow up with much, like you learn how to put shit together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a master at that, and I've taught my kids that and whatever. So I'm in that mode right now. I'm like, all right, what we got? So I had some sourdough, I had this plum jam, and I had this scamorza, this smoked mozzarella.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, let's throw that together.
Yeah.
And holy shit. Like the flavor combination just like hitting high notes in my brain.
That's
like,
amazing.
oh my God, this is amazing. I text my boy, I was like, bro, you got to get some smoked mozzarella and try this with your fucking
That's
mom's
amazing.
jam, dude. Yeah, it was so good.
I'm
man.
kind of on that same vibe.
So
You could do like
fucking good.
goat cheese with like a blackberry jam.
Yeah.
So good.
Or you could do like prosciutto, blackberry jam with some cream cheese. It's so fucking good, dude.
It's delicious.
It's so good.
Are you a foodie? I'm like a serious
yeah,
foodie.
yeah,
I'm like, I have to have a restaurant basically. So
yeah, for sure.
everyone's like,
For sure.
a restaurant, don't do that. I'm like, love, I'm in cannabis. Like, what could be harder than,
Yeah, I'm for sure a foodie.
illegal cannabis space? I mean, a restaurant looks like a cakewalk compared to that.
Yeah.
So
It's just very time consuming
Yeah.
and chances of survival are slim, but
it's true.
who cares, man? Just fucking go for it. if it's
Yeah,
what you wanna do.
and so I kind of want to do like a supper club, like
Nice.
we have a couple seatings a night. You come in and
Yeah, that's cool.
you really don't like what I'm offering, I'll come talk to you and I can make you something else. But
yeah.
just a couple really
Can you cook?
bomb. I love to cook.
Oh,
It's my
nice.
love language. If I'm pitching a business to you or like cooking for you, that's my love language.
Nice.
But if I'm trying to make money with you or feed you,
Hell yeah.
yeah. I cook for my son all the time. He eats so well. He loves it. We're doing all kinds of stuff all the time. Yeah, I've already cooked 2 breakfasts and a lunch today before 9.
Oh, nice.
Hopped up here. Yeah. So
I love it. Okay, so now we're going to get a little deeper. If you can go back and change one day in your life, what day would that be?
oh, that's a hard question. You know why that's, well, it's not even that it's a hard question. It's that it's something I think about a lot.
Oh shit. So you have a day.
So, well, it's not that I have one day. There's a lot of days. Okay, cannabis is like, my life, but I also have sat a lot with other plant medicines. And so ayahuasca ayahuasca was a huge part of my life.
Oh, cool.
Is a huge part of my life.
So bad.
It's super amazing. It's like a biohack to say the least. And the circle I sit in, the people who hold the space, one of the questions they ask, because we do a lot of things throughout the night and it's all geared towards, personal alchemy, is what are the moments from your past that rob you from your presence? And it's like, when we jump back to those moments, for me, they're usually negative moments, first of all. I'm like, where are all the happy moments? How come my mind only wants to throw back like my worst, shittiest times ever? Like, what about all the triumphant, happy times of success? Like, where did those go? It's like my brain erased them,
Your brain's attracted to negativity as a survival mechanism.
Right. It doesn't want me to do it again. So it's
totally
like
normal.
burned in,
Totally
right?
normal.
And so it's such an interesting thing. I was talking with my friend. She was saying, you can change the past by changing your relationship to it. So I think about when I go back to some moment I wish I could take back, and I'm like, I'm the only person in this time glitch right now. Surely the other person who was there isn't there right now, right? So I'm literally like time traveling to something negative that's stealing from my present moment, right?
Yeah.
God, it's just something I've tried to work
sounds silly.
really hard to unlearn,
And it
because
is.
it's so natural for us as
Yeah.
human beings to do that, right?
Yeah.
So let's see, what would I do? I decided to keep only the salts. I should have really kept my tinctures and my gummies and some of my edibles. Like,
Okay.
I've tried to bring them back, but because I didn't kind of like keep it there the whole time and like maintain that authority, I just felt like I shot myself in the foot. Like, I chose the thing that was nearest and dearest to my heart and the most authentic, which, okay, how wrong could that be? But also you're running a business and trying to get market share. So I should have stayed in one of those larger categories as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
And like, some people will tell you, all right, you have a lube now. You chose a lube. How are you going to make a gummy? I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, no, seriously, I don't know. Do you think that's a thing? I don't know. But I chose, I chose these beautiful wellness things that I'm super passionate about instead of like the heavy grinders, like flour or a vapor or, an edible.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you have one?
A day that I would choose?
Yeah.
I have a couple. Yeah. Man, I have a couple. Just part of living a wild, reckless life for many years as a young man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I would change.
Well, whatever you do, don't let it take you from your present moment.
No.
Right?
I can't.
Because
I've found space for those things and those times. And the silver lining is it does make you to who you are. And,
right.
Some people, when I ask that question, like, I wouldn't change anything, bro. It made me to who I am.
I fell for it.
No. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the easy out of that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen some people just like, I see them go right there.
Right.
Immediately. Like when I interviewed Burner, he had a moment. He was just like, man, I could tell like there was something that happened in a business deal or something like that really affected him. And we all have those moments.
Sure. Those are the moments that shape you.
Yeah.
Because it's about self-forgiveness. How would you know that you didn't want to make that decision again if you didn't make it that one time, right? Even if you feel like you're paying a high price. In my mind, karma will kind of keep knocking until you've learned it, right? So maybe you had something karmatic to relive there and then you realize you would never make that same choice again.
Yeah.
And to that point, too, I also just want to say, like, I feel like there's a little bit of a scarcity with forgiveness in our culture, especially cannabis can be a little cancel-like, I mean, we're all human beings growing, canceling people for one thing, like, isn't giving anyone the same grace you would hope to be receiving, right? And I'm not the best at forgiving. Like, I struggle with it too. I can go through motions and say I forgive someone, and then at the end, in the back of my mind, I know I would still find satisfaction in getting them back or whatever. And so, I mean, to really, truly, truly forgive is a really big thing. And yeah, so it's something we all have to work on all the time. But granting grace, and if you're the person who wants to be forgiven or have forgiveness and the other person isn't there, not to take it personally, because people can only meet you as far as they can meet themselves.
Yeah.
And if someone's not doing the work, they can't meet you, you know? So never, I guess my advice for everyone out there is like, don't ever beat yourself up for wanting to meet someone in a higher timeline or vibration. Like, there's, even if the person doesn't want to meet you there and you're left at the altar and the ego starts to feel so bad, don't get down on yourself. People go through healing at all different rates, and some people cycle a lot faster than others because they're doing the work.
Yeah.
So that's
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. I like that.
Yeah. Are you a don't ash kind of person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
I was going to say,
And if it falls, it falls. It's all
that's probably one of the etiquette things of today is don't ash the joint.
Yeah. So, how do you define success? And has that definition changed over the years for you?
Yes, it has. I think success is about resilience and happiness and joy. You know, we've all heard, like, one of my favorite sayings is some people are so poor they only have money, right? Or maybe you run into a little of you know, abundance and you're like, okay, cool. Now I can't put it on money, right? How am I a happy individual? You know, like how can I be happy? Like, to me, that success is like being able to be happy. Because we all know the richest person in the world who has a bad hip and deals with chronic pain, like, may struggle with happiness, right? Or whatever it could be. So I guess I would say success for me is about adapting, resilience, being kind to yourself and others, learning, evolving, innovating, and finding peace and joy. Yeah. It's always amazing. Like, you go to like some of the poorest places in the world and the people are super happy.
So happy.
You know?
Oh, yeah. That's why it's good. That's why it's very important to travel.
It's true.
And get your kids well versed on the world.
It's very true.
Yeah, because America is, you know, United States is one of the greatest places to live. But, you know, there's all these things that come with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
to start with, like, our health, right?
Health is in the shitter, man.
Oh my God. And
so bad.
This is coming from someone who's really ready to drop this, like, dead weight of my pregnancy and stuff, like something I personally actually go up and down with, like, my whole life. And so, you know, when your joints are hurting and you're not feeling good, you have to buy clothes that are not cute and too big. I mean, it's just like such a vibe killer, you know? Really can steal your joy when you don't feel great about where you are.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I've always, like, excelled in that arena because, like, I've been through a lot. I have a lot of traumas from my past life and, you know, life shit. And I use exercise as, like, I call it killing my demons. You know, I'll go crazy if I don't work out. So, like, I work out like a savage, probably like 3-4 days a week just to, like, keep my fucking head on my shoulders.
That's great.
So that has helped me with my physique. That's just like the byproduct. Like, I don't go to look good or have muscles. I go there because I'm going fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got these demons I got to kill. And that's like reaching into the dark to help yourself. You can't always do that because you can just stay in the dark. But it's one of my tools.
It's huge. One of my tools. It's huge.
Yeah.
Just walking, like, every day and moving your body, like, just picturing the ladder of, like, when you're not doing that, all the toxins that are accumulating, like, even on a cellular level, it's more than just how much weight you're carrying. It's also about the toxins and the heavy metals and the energy flow and the chi. You know, emotions are called emotions because they're supposed to be in motion. You know, when you get stuck, emotions and repressed emotions, they go into illness, you know, physical ailments. And so that's big tool I've been working on lately is just moving emotions, the ones that are stuck that try to steal your present moment, you know, those old things from the past that are affecting your today that don't even exist anymore. Yeah. So you have to like feel them one good time the right way and like really process it one good solid time, because the ego mind will try to stop you from doing that. It'll tell you a distraction, tell you have soup on the stove, it's burning. Oh, you forgot to do this. Oh, you forgot to do that. Like anything the ego mind can do to stop you from feeling that emotion because it wants to stop you from pain. But the truth is, it's not scary. You just have to do it. You have to like let it through your heart and you can feel it leave, you know, and it's what my spiritual teacher calls integration. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm integrating a lot of old stuck things that need to be in motion. So is it just lying on the grounding sheet and doing it mentally? No, it's me working inside. It's taking a walk every day. It's doing Pilates. It's taking a gua sha stone and massaging myself. You know, we have to like move these emotions and doing it on the inside while you're doing it on the outside, you know?
No doubt.
When I really started learning those tools, I felt almost unstoppable because I didn't have to outsource my healing to anybody anymore. I can turn it in and do it myself now. I don't have to pay for therapy because, you know, you and I both know laying on the ground for 30 minutes in a beautiful place moves more, right?
Yeah.
The earth will just take it back. Like all these hacks, you know, like you can have 100 reframes in a minute. You have to pay a therapist to help reframe your mind when it's just going to flip right back because of one little thing. We can get way bigger than that, right? And hit it from all the different angles. It's physical, it's energetic, it's spiritual, it's in the mind, it's in the body. The body knows everything. So part of like actually moving those emotions to heal is locating them in the body. Yeah. It's really interesting. And it's something when you're on the go all the time, you don't have the attention to detail to do it. It's a very fine-tuned, perceptive thing that's personal. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. Mm-hmm. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. What's up, fam? Just want to take a second to shout out my sponsors over at Buck Mountain Cannabis Delivery. Single source flower, rosin, hash holes, and pre-rolls. All produced in the Sierra foothills of Nevada County. Always fresh depths and light assist direct from the farm. Their product is never more than 6 months old from harvest. Grown with passion and obsession to produce the best sun-grown cannabis possible. And if it's from Buck Mountain, you know it's smoking. Serving Grass Valley and Sacramento. Go check out the menu at buckmountaincannabis.com. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. If you could smoke with two people, one that's dead, one that's still alive, who would they be?
Bob Marley.
Fire. That was yesterday's answer. I love that.
Queen Herbie.
Queen Herbie, who's that?
You like music?
I do.
Oh, you got to check this girl out. She's amazing. Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah.
You have to send me your
I will.
favorite track.
It's Queen with a V. Queen Herbie. Yeah, she's like amazing. I'm definitely her fangirl. Yeah, she smokes weed.
What genre?
So I've always been a music head, and I've been like sad because I felt like I was in a music drought the last like decade or so. I'm like nothing's like grabbing me. Where did all the good music go?
Yeah,
this girl grabbed me.
Okay.
So how would I call her style? It's definitely like girl in power, but not like guy hate at all.
Okay.
She talks about weed. She's really all about 5D ascension, but she's like basically rapping, and her husband is her producer.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, but they've been together for like long time.
No
I was
doubt.
like, yeah, it's not like she married him to get where she is or anything like that.
I didn't picture it like
She
that.
even has like a whole song about how she turned down the Illuminati contract and stuff. Like she definitely didn't sell out. Yeah.
Which, by the way, there's definitely one of those. I've heard from way too many like successful people. You know who just really broke it down recently? Cat Williams when
Oh yeah.
on that Shay Shay show. That was ill.
So the whole entire reality they've been showing us is a complete lie.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
a
mean,
simulation.
aside from the fact that they're like wearing masks and like have fake boob pieces and they're all inverted and the dudes are
weird
girls,
ass
the
shit.
girls are just God, like really wild stuff. And then dragons definitely existed, not dinosaurs, definitely dragons.
No dinosaurs? Wait, you're calling bullshit on dinosaurs?
I am.
Holy
I am.
shit.
It's
What about
dragons.
the fucking bones and the fossils?
So they never have found a full and complete one.
what do
Those
you
are dragons.
mean?
Those are dragons.
dragons.
Imagine the Chinese zodiac
So they're all fire breathers.
has 11 real
I'm not saying there
animals
was no
and
dragons.
one made up one of a dragon, right?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I believe in dragons.
And all those
Because it's
old,
just cool to think about.
really old paintings that are like depicting real things. Like we're working with like dragons. I mean, I think there were some of the dinosaurs, but
Come
like
on,
I really think
T-Rex,
there were
bro.
dragons. Yeah,
No
yeah,
T-Rex.
fine.
Give me the T-Rex at least.
I do, fine.
Okay, thank
but
you.
I feel, okay, then Tartaria, I mean, they put a 1 in front of everything. We're missing thousands of years of our history and these old buildings, you know, these old cities, all the world fairs, like the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, like all those buildings, they said that they were temporary buildings, but really they were found cities. People found these cities, and yeah, then they tell us that they're building them with horses and carriages, and they didn't even have a truck yet. How can you make something so big without even a horse-powered vehicle? That's where I'm at these days, though.
Okay.
Is really putting together like the ancient technologies, all those Tartarian old world buildings.
Yeah.
They didn't have bathrooms. There's no way that people were going outside to use the restroom with these. I mean, I'm talking about like, have you seen the sculptures in Italy of the marble with like the net over the dude's face? It's like you can't really hand carve those. Like they were done with lasers and stuff. Like it's just like there's a whole technology they're hiding from us and telling us that we came from very stupid, unevolved people, and they didn't build those cities. They found them, and I don't know where all the people went, but they didn't have bathrooms. So.
Well, damn, that's something to think about.
I'm gonna send you
hot
some
now, I'm
YouTube
thinking.
links afterwards.
Oh
I'm
shit!
gonna just blow your mind.
Yeah, I'll fucks with it.
Yeah.
I like going down rabbit holes.
Yeah, it's
know?
it's so like if you like art and culture. I mean,
do.
you know, even like, well, these cities were everywhere, but like the Great Wall of China, they say, is actually the Great Wall of Tartaria.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Damn.
Tesla, he was in there.
Okay.
Free energy. All those buildings had these copper bells and what's called a sigil, which is like a visual sacred geometry mandala that gives energy, and the sounds of the bells and the sound healing, and then tons of precious metals underneath like mercuries and coppers.
Yeah.
Like they were functioning. They were like computer chips, not just like something to live in. You know, they were like they were harnessing the ether and energy, and people were getting free energy. It's pretty, yeah.
That's tight.
So that's the stuff that's been, anyways, that's where my mind likes to go.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I can go deep on those topics. Who's your favorite plug from back in the day?
For weed?
Yeah. Give me a shout out, him or her. It's usually him. I don't think there's been a girl plug yet. Did you have a girl plug?
I had a lot of girl plugs.
Who's your favorite though? If she wasn't your favorite, I'm sorry.
My old best friend, probably.
Okay.
She was like the best grower.
Oh, it was a girl.
Yeah, it was a girl.
Let's
and
go.
then so she was like a favorite plug, but you know, honestly, during the Prop 215 days, I was growing pink panties and had
Oh, shit.
one of the
Let's
first
go.
people to have the cut of the cookies and stuff on, because I was like, you know, in that little circle there hanging with Sherbinski and
No way.
Jai and Kenny Powers, and
Sick.
so they were letting me grow these cuts and stuff, and I was doing them
Nice.
indoor organic, and nobody had them yet.
Nice, dude.
Those guys were the plug for sure.
Damn,
Just
that was
those
a-
genetics like
That was a humble
went
ass
straight to
fucking
my
flex.
heart. Yeah,
You
yeah,
just named some big dogs.
yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, we were doing like all kinds of fun stuff, like all these liquid cookies.
Okay. What's liquid cookies? Tell me more.
So I was making tinctures,
Okay,
you know,
gotcha.
but
with the cookie strain.
just really interesting. Yeah, tons of cookies. I made liquid cherry pie. I made a cherry pie. Everybody had
let's
like a
go.
different story that day.
Let's go.
Where they like all ate it, and then like we all got so high we eventually all split ways, and like Mario Shabrinsky had a story, Jai had a story, we all had a story.
You made cherry pie with those dudes.
Yeah.
That's legend,
And
bro.
they were honestly like dear friends, and
That's cool. He was in the city at that time, right?
yeah, they took a little bit almost of like a, I mean, we were all working together, you know, and so I would take the trim. It was all strain specific of these really special strains like Snowman, the Y, Girl Scout cookies, cherry pie. This is pre-gelato, pre-sherbert,
Yeah,
just
no
by a
doubt,
few
no
years. And then I was putting them into glycerin and making these really delicious tinctures. And it's interesting because really nobody was doing potency testing yet. And so if you get like herbal nerdy for a second, Like technically it's not a tincture unless it's like a vinegar, an alcohol, or a glycerin.
Okay.
So glycerin was my choice. I loved using glycerin because it was a little sweet and it would make it taste really good. But once I started doing some potency testing, I realized it actually wasn't capturing any cannabinoids, but only terpenes.
Oh, interesting.
Which is interesting. So we were doing like all these sodas and stuff, like spritzers that tasted exactly like the strains.
Oh, nice.
And they kind of make your face a little hot, like a little terp flush, you know? You could feel something, but it wasn't a high.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was a little tiny change, like
Sure.
your little face sweat, little terp flush. So that was just fun. And like I learned a lot because once I started testing, I immediately stopped making glycerin tinctures. And I honestly started moving more into MCT oils, which is technically an infusion and not a tincture, you know? So,
Which many people use.
100%.
Yeah.
Because cannabinoids love fat. And
Yes.
yeah, so cannabinoids are hydrophobic and lipid-lific. So fat loving, water hating. Yeah. So if you put hash into a jar of water right now, it's literally going to grip to the jar. Okay? It's going to make a black ring around your jar because it hates water so much. It would rather grip to the jar. Yeah, and then if you take a little oil and rub it on that ring, it's gonna come right off, right?
Yeah.
Or you take a little alcohol, come
yeah.
right off.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
because cannabinoids have tastes and preferences, and they'll jump right into the fat. So like when we were making our cacao, we're making a lot of it. We made it for Ohm and for Whoopi and Maya. Like clockwork, it was just when the legalization came on and you really had to start getting your stuff together because we were going to get these potency tests. So like you've been doing all your stuff, witchy, hippie, flowy, Prop 215-y, and all of a sudden we have to measure these invisible cannabinoids that decarboxylate at different temperatures and go into different substances and have different homogeneities and different serving sizes and all the things. And you're like, holy smokes, I need to get it together, you know?
Yeah.
So we were doing lots of controls. We were like around the corner from Steep Hill in Berkeley. We're doing a lot of controls and we knew we were doing our math right. It was working on tons of other stuff, but our cacao would come back 20% low THC every single time. Every time. And they're like, oh, you know, they were really working with us. Like, because we were one of the first permit holders and we were spending a lot of money with them. And, we even hired a consultant, and a consultant is the person who helped us figure this out. We took every ingredient from the cacao and added the same exact amount of the same exact concentrate, and we got all of them tested, and the cacao butter was 20% low. Yeah. Oh. So we found the culprit. It was, and our results weren't jumping around. It wasn't like 20% here, 5% here, so it's like not human error. It was consistently 20% low. And that's when we came to the realization that that super amazing complex fat of cacao butter was such a superfood and so delicious and so awesome that the cannabinoids jump in and can't come out, right? Because if you give me a jar to test, I'm not going to pull out more cannabinoids than are in there, right?
Right.
Like in theory, I won't be able to pull out more unless my machine's malfunctioning, you know?
Yeah.
But you can get less, right? So all that to say these cannabinoids, they have tastes and preferences. There's an intelligence.
That's crazy.
It's really cool. Yeah. So weed
only know
loves
that if you were
chocolate.
in that world.
I
the edible
found it
space,
out
You know what I'm saying?
test by test,
Yeah,
R&D
for sure.
test by R&D test. I really had to figure that out. And so, but that knowledge is so useful and helpful, right? I mean, I could literally write a book or teach all the people listening. So
Well, that's what we're here for.
yeah, like I said, when I said I can go more granular than the average person might want to go, we're like talking about
No, this is your life's work.
measuring invisible things.
learning. I'm sitting here learning.
Yeah, it's super interesting because like then, you know, you go into this testing, right? The legal market hits and it changes the way everyone's doing medicine, right? So I'm super female, love to flow. It's an estrogenic thing. And all of a sudden it was like shoved into these 90-degree angles, like take a circle into a square, like feminine to like, you know, I don't know if it's like masculine, but it was definitely complicated. And it wasn't the flow of cannabis, you know?
No doubt.
It was an energy shift. And so just having to make 1,000 of one item, right?
Yeah.
For the testing And then, so you can have the right potency in the wrong volume, or you can have the wrong potency in the right volume, and both of those are going to fail. It's a continuum that you have to meet.
No
so
doubt.
Gets real nerdy.
I'm curious on where did you come up with the name for your business, Om?
So Om is the healing vibration of the universe. And I feel like when I smoke weed and I consume cannabis, like wherever I am, I can come home, because it's our adult binky. It's like a vibration.
Our adult binky. I love that.
To like come back to. It's like you're home, you know? So
that's great.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, the vibration of coming home to yourself.
Cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Before we get up out of here, the final question. If you could go back to the young you, the day before you jumped in the game, what would you tell you?
Keep making gummies. No, I'm just joking. I'm totally kidding. I would say, I don't know what I would say. I honestly don't know. For once, I don't have an answer. I would probably say what I just said earlier, which has been my recent takeaway, which is like, don't let these things define you, you know? Like the fact that everyone thought they were going to catch like the weed wave and had all the Canadian investors and all the things. And like, you know, we all went really big and stuff. And it's like, And so if I held myself to what I thought I was going to get, I would be like technically failing or whatever. But actually we're still totally here. It just looks a little different. I'm realistic and here for cannabis. Like my connection to the plant is deeper than ever, you know? So just to remember, you know, to mind the expectations and be happy in the present moment, because there's gifts all around us. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Maya with Om, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go, please tell the people where they can find you. Let them know right
Oh,
here.
that's so sweet. Okay.
And, whatever you want to promote right now, please do so.
Thanks, you guys. Okay, so our website is omliving.com for cannabis, and we're in different, you know, retailers here in California and also in Oregon. We just are available in Oregon. And then for CBD, which we can ship all over the world, it's om-wellness.com is our website. You can order anything online, including our bulk salts.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
I love it. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me.
No doubt.
Thank
no
you.
doubt. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You already know Maya, Om Wellness, good pizza. Holla at your boy. Thank you for all my subscribers, all our Patreons. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed to YouTube, please do so. We appreciate it. Good pizza also in stores all over California. Check the list we dropped on the commercial. We'll see y'all soon. Peace, love, good pizza. We up out of here.